Hey YouTube, Shannon at you. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. And so let's start. So for this video, I wanted to talk about my experience in college when it came to athletics, and with a bigger discussion, should college athletes get paid? So I know for many out there already, okay, the score is 1-1. Get the single he scores. Uh, let's see who's in the dugout. Oh, I didn't do anything, so he's just out. Extra innings are being played. My experience in sports in college was kind of mixed, honestly. Um, I felt that being a college athlete really kind of hurts you. There is no scholarships meant for student athletes. There is no grade curves for student athletes. I mean, maybe because I went to a smaller university, I didn't get the same stolen bases and misses. I mean, it doesn't matter. I didn't get the same experience as everyone else did if they went to like a big school like LSU or Michigan or Ohio State or something like that. I went to an HBCU. I went to one that's in Texas. I mean, just for comparison, my school only had about I think like 6-7 thousand students in it, so it was not that big. And I was a pre-med student. My whole thing was that I wanted to be a doctor. Sounds crazy, right? If baseball didn't work, god damn, he's gonna hit a home run. Oh shit. Um, let's hope this works. And I think he just wins off that. Yeah. Yep, I lost that game. Okay, I didn't do it. Yep. So yeah. Um, this game is hard as hell sometimes. So I was pretty mad, and I thought if I didn't be a professional baseball player, um, maybe a doctor would be a good backup. It's way harder than I initially thought it was gonna be. Let me get rid of that, and let's get rid of this because it doesn't do anything. And so the one thing that's crazy, if you didn't know, when you come into college as a student athlete, a lot of people who are undecided, like many college students, because you're 18, 17, 19 years old, and you need to make a decision for the career that you're going to be in for the rest of your life, right? They kind of persuade many of the student athletes to pick careers. At least at my university, it was kinesiology. At some schools, they call it Huff Puff, human performance, whatever. What's the other one they tell people to go to? Um, what's like? Oh, I really that was a misclick. They tell people to go to kinesiology, political science, stuff like that, because a lot of times these professors are really easy and they will just give people C's. They're not going to give A's to people, but they will give you C's because they basically want to make sure the student athletes are eligible to play. Well, the only thing about that is that a lot of these times, education. How can I forget that one? A lot of times, these are careers that limits these individuals. Like, let's say, for example, I get a degree in kinesiology and I have a 2.5 GPA. I can't do shit with that. I can't go anywhere with that. I can't go to grad school with that. At very best, I'm gonna be a teacher. Which, no offense to teachers by any means, but when you go into school as a student athlete, they tell you not to go to school for STEM. They tell you not to pick a computer program. They tell you don't choose engineering. They tell you, hey, stay in this lane. You're a student athlete. You want to make sure you're eligible, right? And so, first of all, you kind of get shot in the foot with your degree if they press you to go a certain way. Secondly, you work so much more than the average student when it comes to school. Your grades are not going to be as good as if you weren't a student athlete. I can speak about myself. I did an undergraduate in pre-med biochemistry, and I completed 2 master's degrees already, an MBA and another master's degree. Is kind of irrelevant because 90% of people won't even know what the hell it is. And I worked full time while doing that. And I promise to God, there is no comparison between being a full-time student athlete and undergrad versus working full-time, not for one master's, but I did both of them back to back. Is no comparison. The amount of free time you have as a working adult it's totally different. I mean, I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I was in a significant relationship, but it's totally different. Totally different, right? And then lastly, as a student athlete, you don't get internships the same way as other students because a lot of times you're trying to stay um, uh, physically fit. You're trying to train for next season. You might be your first passion may be go professional, and so when you do this, you kind of limit yourself. Like my friend, he got his degree in chemical engineering. Well, he couldn't go to the same internships as everyone else because he was still trying to be a student athlete. And the one thing with being a student athlete, you kind of have to choose school or your sport. Um, at my university, there was actually this big thing where, believe it or not, we had this. Correct, I might be mistaken, but I might forget the name wrong. They got mad at the students because they weren't going to all these fucking stupid home games and supporting the other teams. And our coach came in the room saying, "Hey, we gotta go to the football games. We gotta support them. We gotta support the volleyball team. We gotta go to their games." And I raised my hand. I said, "Hey, how the fuck do you expect me to go to all these other people's games and maintain my grades and still be a full time athlete?" And, like it's outrageous. It was outrageous, and I literally put my foot down. I was like, I'm not doing this crap. Like, I can't fucking spend every day at a sporting event when I need to be studying. And, and basically my teammates and my coach was like, hey, you're a student athlete. If you want to be on the team, you be on the team. And that mentality fucks you for the professional world. I mean, honest to God, they tell you to put your fucking sport on your resume, and universities will. I mean, jobs and HR managers and HR recruiters will look at you and know you're this great candidate and know that you're a hard worker. Stop, stop. I applied for maybe over 1,000 jobs after I graduated, and not one person even not even asked about it. Not even one person even mentioned it before. Not one. Not one. I applied to medical school. No one gave a shit. No one cared. It's not this. The way you describe a student athlete is that if you have the grades with it, it's an asset. But it's not gonna make up if you don't have the grades. It doesn't. All right. It's not like the military. If you're in the military, people give you a little bit more leeway. No, this is a college athletic. People are not trying to hire you just because you're able to bowl really well or jump high in track and field or hit a baseball. No one gives a shit, right? So, and then after you graduate, the academic advisors who they give to athletes, and they might give you tutors and X, Y, and Z. They're not trying to prepare you to be a successful professional. Like I said, their whole point is to make sure you're eligible to play. All right, that's it. And so once you graduate, they're not fucking trying to help you out. Your foot's out the door. You got your degree and fucking you have a 2.7 in psychology, and yeah, fuck you. Good luck. And that's how the universities treat you. I played sports for 4 years at in my university. That's what it's like. Would I trade my 4 years away from playing sports? Not a chance. But you have to be real when you look back and say, okay, we kind of got fucked. You know, we kind of got used, and the university makes money for us, right? So that's where I'm coming from just to begin with. And so the question becomes, well, that comes up every fucking year. Should the NCAA pay players? And a lot of people's arguments are, well, they don't deserve it, and they don't, they already get full rides. And first of all, let's stop that right there. A lot of students who play college athletics are not on scholarship. You want me to repeat that? A lot of kids who are on college athletics are not on scholarships. They are doing it because they like the sport, and the university makes money off of them for playing that sport. What do they get in return? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They get dick off for it. Like I said, the university takes money from them. The university takes, their hard blood work, sweat, and tears, and they get nothing for it at all. Maybe for a hope and dream that you might play professional, right? So then I'll tell some students like, well, I was broke in college, so they should be too. Well, let me put it this way. I've been playing baseball since I was in T-ball, around 4 years old. Every fucking year I played baseball. When I was 5, 6, 7, 8, go all the way up through college. Never made a single penny off of it. Name me something else that you do for that long that you don't get paid for it. Now you can't make even a drop of money from it. All right. If I worked at Subway and got paid minimum wage for every hour I was on the field, at least I would have some disposable money to spend. At least I'll, be able to, put gas in my tank. At least I could, go on a trip or something. Shit. The same people who work in research labs get paid for it. The same people who are working in, what's it called? Well, remember back in the day when you were in dorms and you had that one person who would literally basically be like the student resident of the dorms to make sure they didn't no one was acting crazy. They got paid. You know, people who were being like the librarian for the school, they're getting paid. But I'm performing in front of 1,000 people every freaking Sunday, and I can't make a dollar for it. And I'm not even saying that these people gotta make six figures being a collegiate athlete. I mean, we can't get $1,000, 2,000. Man, shit, at least give me an allowance, like $50 a week or something. I mean, it was really crazy. Like I said, people always think all these people in college are, these young people who have the world for them, and that these student athletes are just, everyone things given to them and they have free meal plan. Man, you work your ass off for that shit. And any year you can go back to school and they cut your scholarship and you're out of luck. That's how that stuff works. Every year you have to re-get another scholarship. And if you don't get it, you lose it, and you're out of luck. That's why I'm playing like crap in this game. I'm about to get beat again. Um, yeah. God dang it. This game, like I said, this game was hard. Um, let's just try it. No, that didn't do anything. Shit. Yeah, I'm getting my ass beat. But yeah. I mean, it's really wild. I mean, it's really stupid. Because I had a college professor who was so against sports when I had this bicycle in college, and let me get rid of some of these really shitty cards. Like I said, I had a bicycle in college. And I used to ride my bike to the baseball field every day. It was basically like a 15-minute bike ride. And let me get rid of this guy. Um, and after I'd have practice from like 3 to 7, I would have to ride my bike all the way back to the other side of campus for 7:30 lab, and I would come in there sweating, tired, have baseball, dirt all over me. People look at me like I was crazy. But my professor was like, how do you think this is acceptable, Shannon? How do you think that you could be a good student if you're coming in like this? And I was like, hey man, that's not my fucking problem. You know, I'm busting my ass trying to fucking do all this nonsense. I'm busting my ass on the field. I'm busting my ass doing all this other stuff, and you don't get anything for it at all, right? So when people say should they pay players, of course. I mean, if you're getting a 50% scholarship or 10% scholarship, and or if you're a walk on, you're not making any fucking money from doing all this bullshit you're doing, and the school's making a check off you. That's slave labor, 100%. People might have some type of argument if you have a scholarship, but even then, I don't think it's valid because you don't have disposable money. Like I said, we're not asking for you know $50,000 a year. People aren't asking for 20 grand a semester. I mean, just for hey, can you give us like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000? If the school is generating $1 billion because of football, and these coaches are getting paid millions of dollars a year, you can't give a student athlete $1,000 bucks. Like, come on now, this ain't even hurting your bottom line at this point. It's just y'all trying to just be ridiculous. I mean, it really is, and and like I said, people might have these kind of slanted views, like, hey, when I was in school, I worked hard, and I could make the money. If you're a full time employee, you have it just as bad as a student. No, you don't, unless you're married with a kid and you have some other stuff going on. Like I said, I went to undergrad. I was pre med. I mean, I had so many fucking labs. I mean, it was basically wake up, run 2 miles in the morning with the team, go to class. As soon as I get off of class, I go to the lab. After lab, I go to the library till midnight every day. Every day. There were days where I got off. I spent tons of fucking all nighters being in college. It was terrible, terrible. So when people have this idea of Blue Mountain State, if you don't know what the hell that is, it's basically this it's really shitty show that used to come on, I think Spike TV, about these college kids. All they did was fucking party and drink. Um, and after they graduate, they all get like these great jobs and all this other stuff. No, that's not reality. I mean, we just never got that. Maybe, like I say, I went to a small HBCU in Texas, and we didn't have none of that kind of crazy shit. But man, I mean, I can tell you this much, right? So I went from one university to another university, right? I had a falling out with a coach for something really silly, and looks like I'm about to actually win this. Ooh, and wait, one, two. Does do I wait? What? Oh crap! I think I may tie a game again. Uh-oh. Um. Oh, that does not help me. Um. Not at all. Not at all. And I. Oh, I won. Oh shit! I got lucky. um. And so when I came to university, I had no food. My meal plan wasn't done, and I literally ate a jar of peanut butter for 3 days straight. Right? If the school had any money to give me, it would have been different. But I came to that university. Oh fuck! I really fucked up. Oh my god! I can't believe that was a misclick. I just lost. Oh no! Oh no! Fuck. But I came as a walk on my first year, and I spent hours in the gym working out. I spent hours on the field practicing with the team, but I didn't get anything out of it. Right? Like I said, I'm not asking for money, but the school definitely made money off of me. We had contracts with teams. People paid money to come to the game. But like I said, as a student athlete, you're the last one to get anything out of it. And like I said, they fuck you financially. I mean, in fact, they fuck you with your grades. They push a lot of people to choose majors that they don't want to do just because they coerce them. And then you don't get even then you don't get paid for it. So, you know, you heard my story. You heard where I'm coming from. I mean, it's really stupid. I think people who really think that these student athletes are getting everything and just giving them money is just too much. I mean, let's be real. If student athletes who are gonna go pro and become rich, they're gonna go pro and be rich. You being frustrated at a few group of people who are gonna be rich regardless, to just damn everyone else because you're just petty is not right. You can't starve the crowd because you're trying to kill one person in them. You know, if you're trying to, if you're trying to assassinate one person, you don't fucking throw a grenade in the crowd and say, "Well, I got him and everyone else in the process." No, 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 no. You're just being petty. Don't be petty. Be real. The reality is that most college athletes get fucked, and they deserve a decent living. Like I said, even $1,000 a semester is better than fucking nothing, right? All right. Like what I said, please like and subscribe. I'm out.